Welcome to another episode of 3 Producers, 3 Free Plugins. In this show, I take 3 free plugins and I put them to the test, and we see if serious-ish producers would actually want to use these plugins in their productions. The 3 free plugins this episode are Agus Hardiman's Monster Synth from Monster DAW, IK Multimedia's MODO Drum CS, which is a physical modeling plugin, and the library for Kontakt player by Sonixinema, the free version of Hang Drum. The guests this episode are Kyle B and Destroy Team. Let's go.
What's up, guys? My name is Kyle B.
Hi.
So it's an interesting way to look at many different workflows and how versatile these plugins are. And I think this one turned out quite interesting. 3 very different approaches, 3 very different products. And I got a bit carried away this round and I made like a whole music video, so stick around for that.
What's up, guys? My name is Kyle B. I'm coming to you right here from Shanghai. I am a reggae and dub producer and DJ, and I'm doing a production here for the 3 free plugin series for Sylvan. Okay, so today I really feel like making a dub track, just kind of a simple, slow and steady groove with some bass and some other instruments going on. So I'm gonna set the tempo to 70, nice, slow and easy dub tempo. I'm gonna start with the drums over here. Let's just get a groove down. On this free version, we only have 1 kit available, but it's actually a pretty good one, and everything is customizable. There's a tambourine in here. There it is. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to put that tambourine on the second section. I'm going to select all these, go into edit mode on the pencil here, and just draw in some velocity. I keep these very high. So those are on the on beats, and I'll select everything that's on the off beats, and I'll draw some more in and keep those a little bit lower. Okay, I like that groove a lot. And going into the steppers. Cool. Easy. Let's put a bass line down. I've never used this Monster Synth before. It has a lot of presets. So what I need right now is just a simple bass preset. The dub stuff is usually almost just a sine wave. Very low, very clean. You can add a little bit of distortion or a little bit of something on the pluck on the high end, but let's see what we got. Not bad. Oh, that's perfect. Quantize things at like 60%. Just make sure keep everything in the groove here. Account for any latency while I'm playing. Cool, I'm into it. All right, so the last plugin here that we're supposed to use is this hang drum. It's a little bit too dubbed out almost. It kind of covers up the attack on the next note if you're playing it too quick. But if you use this repeater one, I'm just holding 1 key. Oh, that's really cool. All right. I'm basically holding the D drone, occasionally going down to a C at the end of the pattern. I'm going to add some chords here. Yeah, I like that. That is a really complex sound. I'm probably going to dumb this down a bit. Oh yeah, there we go. It's almost the same frequency range as the hang drum. Put everything up an octave. It might be a bit better. Try making this a full-on bubble. See what other kind of sounds we have here for a lead. I almost want like an organ sound. Okay, I love it. I still want to add a counter melody. Wasn't expecting to find cool sound effects here. I think the drums are a little bit too reverby. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm definitely not a drummer. If I was, I would probably know a lot more about changing the heads. You can actually pick different heads and stuff to be on here. I don't know anything about that. I just wanted the kick to be a bit less boomy. Can turn up the volume on it a bit though. Just cut off some of that top end. Yeah, it's almost like an 808. That's a really cool sound. Clear some room for the bass. I added a low pass cutoff in the synth. Now I'm EQing out some of the low end, so it'll be a really narrow band. I think it's okay though. Add some saturators to give that a bit more grit also. Definitely don't need the low end on this. Put some compression on that, let it come out a little bit more. Yeah, I can give this a nice boost on the high end. Okay, I think that's a wrap. I'm going to let this play out one last time with all the parts in. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Kyle B, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the production here.
Hi, so this is my entry to the challenge. I've started this as a generative randomized thing. So the first part is basically sequenced with this sequencer at a random setting. There is some velocity automation going on to add some life to it. And this is the first preset I've used from MasterSynth. Added some effects, spec ops from unfiltered audio, reverb. Here is dry, here is wet. So I've recorded some piano parts here, but I wasn't really happy about it, so I added this effect that basically sounds like some birds chirping. Adds even more to this ambient feeling. There is some resonance removal, and yeah, there is another part. There was some places with nothing and I didn't want it to remove, so I added some extra layers again. They are pretty much in the background, as you can hear. Some effects again, and here is the pan drum. Yeah, it has some reversed reverb or rising reverb that adds some stuff between the notes to fill up the space a little more. This is the bass part for the second segment, and yeah, this was basically just 8 notes, I guess, like this. I added this finisher plugin to add some groove to it. And yeah, the drums, I didn't want it to have this stock sound, so I just added some bit reduction to each instrument, and unfiltered audio, and then time machine from tone boosters on the hi-hat and the snare. And yeah, this is the room, which has again some groovy delay thing on it, confuser preset. Yeah. And then Labs felt piano with tons of flutter and disgustingness. I left some mistakes in. Pizzicato strings from Orchestra Tools, also free. Added this chorus screw plugin. I don't know what it does, some pitch shifting, pitch modulation stuff. And yet again, reverb and this fantastic amp simulation from Vita amps. This is added to the bass sound, and there is the riser. Yeah, this has only a 5150 clone from Nambrini Audio, reverse and pitched down. Yeah, that's basically it. Thank you for having me here. It was quite a challenge. I had fun with it, but yeah, the song could be better. I don't know.
I started with this sound I found in Monster Synth. And if you play that same sound a bit lower, I really like the attack and I also like the tail, but I didn't want to use these two aspects of the sound in the same way. So I used Entropy EQ by Sonable. It splits transient material and tonal material, and you can adjust the volume of these two independently. So I used it on the melody I made to reduce the transient a lot. And I used it as well on another instance that plays lower to only get that transient. And that transient I wanted to use as a layer to my snare. Of course I used MODO drum, but if you listen to that snare, to my taste this is always a bit tame. This is it without the Monster Synth layer. And now with the Monster Synth layer. But also I added some processing in the MODO drum plugin. Now we're getting somewhere. Usually the kit sounds like this. Especially the kick wasn't really to my taste. I had to saturate and compress that quite a bit, and I made it sound like this. Next thing I added was this MODO bass, another free plugin by IK Multimedia. You have many ways of shaping the sound in this plugin, and one thing I did is I changed it from round wound, which would sound like this, to flat wound, which sounds like this. I used the compressor to level it out a bit, put a chorus that only affects everything above this cutoff right here, 258 Hz. Then it was time to add some more pad sounds and things. I used another instance of Monster Synth, Fresh Jelly, through this phaser. And I used a shaker plugin, Skaka. And then I came up with this idea that I had to abandon. In the end, it didn't really fit the whole style of the song anymore, but I kind of like it. It has some more Monster Synth instances in it. I think that's quite cool, but when I started working on this next section, incorporating the third free plugin, it really went into a whole new direction and this part just didn't fit with the vibe anymore. I mean, we had to incorporate this Kontakt library, hang drum, right? You only get rolls on this hang drum, you don't get individual notes, which I guess is okay for a freebie, but it is a bit limiting. By continually hitting it, I could make it sound like a very long, sounds like this. Has kind of an orchestral quality to it, but I had to get some volume out of it. I used max volume and also I used wider. Over the course of this second part, which is the chorus, it gets wider and wider. Also I'm fading in more and more reverb. Up an octave, or like... And this effect I just got by playing quarter notes, as you see. So I had this new section. I changed the drum pattern a bit, adjusted the bass line. Layered it with a Monster Synth. Another Monster Synth. There's it. And in the second half, I also come in with another layer of Monster Synth. Always a good idea to put some modulation or something. I think that's very nice, but I felt it really came together when I added the vocal melody. So I started treating this first section I did like a verse, and the second section I did like a chorus, wrote some lyrics for both sections, wrote some vocal melodies for both sections, and then I felt I wanted to have some more high-end sparkle in the first section, and I added this reason kind of bell. And then it comes in again and plays a little melody. Second verse is pretty much identical to the first verse, except I introduced this new, just a hang drum in Kontakt, playing the same chords as the rest. And then it goes into a tiny synth solo I played on Monster Synth Whistling Orca. And this uses the same chords as the chorus does usually, except for the last chord, which usually is in minor. Now comes in major. For some extra vibes, you could say. And then I repeat the verse, but with a very different instrumentation. That's pretty much the song. So this was 3 Producers, 3 Free Plugins, episode 5. So this was episode 4 of 3 Producers, 3 Free Plugins. I hope you enjoyed it. Many thanks again to Kyle B and Destroy Team. Check them out. Their channels are linked in the description and will also be on the end screen. And if you like the channel, consider subscribing. And if you really like the channel, I was so happy with my production, I decided to put the version I have at the moment on Bandcamp. You can purchase it there and support me in that way. I don't think it's quite ready for a Spotify release, as I'm not really sure how much I like that repeated chorus and that new instrumentation I have going on there. And I also put my older songs from earlier 3 Producers videos up there. Thank you for watching. This was 3 Producers, 3 Free Plugins, Xantux.